Welcome, everyone. As you work toward becoming a Google Level 1 certified educator, one of the key pieces of that certification is Gmail. And in all the videos in this series, I have stressed that the tool is important, but what is much more important is understanding how you're going to use this to transform learning in your classroom and how you're going to use it to engage and empower students. And Gmail may be a little bit different because it's a tool you probably won't use with students as often, but hopefully by streamlining the process and making your email more efficient, you will then be able to spend more time creating those activities that will have a high impact in your classroom. So let's take a quick look at Gmail. If I want to change the layout of my inbox, I can do that by clicking the gear right here. And then I can see the basic settings right here. So I can change the density and you can see what I've selected right here. And you can see there's the default. And you can also change the theme. You can change your type of inbox. You can change whether there's a reading pane or not. And you can turn conversation view on or off by, or rather, I'm sorry, email threading on or off by turning your conversation view on or off right here. If you want to take a deeper dive, you can go into See All settings, and this will take you into the settings for a number of areas in Gmail. But what we're looking for is the inbox right here. And here you will see the same basic options just laid out in a different format. So, returning to my inbox, let's just take a look at one real quick. So, I'm going to change something. I have this set as compact. I'm going to change this back to the default. Now, personally, I don't like seeing the attachments and such below. So, that's why I have turned this off. I've turned it on to compact. That's entirely personal preference. You can set yours up how you would like. But what I would encourage you to do is to find an inbox type that is going to work well for you and will be very efficient for you. I found this one. I like this one. Doesn't mean it's the greatest. It just means it's one that I like. So I would try to explore and see the ones that find one that you would like and choose that one and go with it. Okay, once you have set up your inbox, you're probably going to want to filter messages. I'm going to take this example from Ben Collins right here. And by the way, if you are interested in Google Sheets and you're not following Ben Collins, I would highly recommend that you do that. So I'm going to open this message. Now, this happens to come from a listserv. So this is a little trick or tip right here that you can use. So I knew that in advance. I'm going to highlight his email address right here. I'm going to copy that. You don't always have to do that. If it's from someone in your organization, you won't have to do that. But now I'm going to hit the three dots and select filter messages like these. And now notice it says has the words. That may or may not work for you, so I'm going to get rid of that. And instead, I'm just going to say from and I'm going to paste. You also could type that in manually, or I could just type Ben Collins there as well. And now I'm going to create a filter right here, create a filter. And it's going to bring up this panel and I can choose the options that I want. So what do I want to do with this message? And I can do a whole lot of things with it. I can skip the inbox. I can mark it as read. I can star it. I can apply a label. Look at all the things that I can do with this. So I am going to choose apply a label, and then I'm going to create a new label, and I'm going to call that label Ben Collins, and I'm going to select create. So now everything that comes from Ben Collins is going to go into this label, and I will know that anything that comes in the future is going to be labeled Ben Collins. But I can also apply that retroactively to 63 other conversations that I already have. So I'm going to select that, and I'm going to hit create filter. Now, it may look like nothing has happened, and in fact, sometimes nothing does happen. You actually have to hit refresh or go back to your inbox in order for that to happen. So I'm going to go back to my inbox, and then there we go. So there's Ben Collins. By default, it will be created with this gray background. I don't particularly like that gray background. That's just me. I'm going to hit the three dots. I'm going to go over here, hit the three dots under Ben Collins, and I'm going to select label color. And I'm going to choose the green and white because for me, this is a spreadsheet. So that makes sense. So now it's Ben Collins and it's green and it's white. If I don't want it to show in this list all the time, if I have tons and tons of labels, so let me scroll down through here, you can see I have lots and lots and lots of labels. So for me, that's going to be really annoying to see all those labels all the time. So I like to hit the three dots and hopefully hit them successfully, and then hit select show if unread. Again, that's entirely personal preference for me, just showing you how you do that as well. You also can filter a message multiple times. So let's say that I receive another message from somebody named Tim Smith or something who also sends out information about spreadsheets. And I want Ben Collins and Tim Smith's messages to go together under a larger spreadsheet heading or a grouping rather. I can select the three dots and I can select filter messages like these again. And I can choose all the messages from Ben Collins. I would do the same thing for Tim Smith. I would then create a filter and I would create a new label called spreadsheets. I would go to the top and select a new label, and I would type spreadsheets. And I would select create. And again, I'm going to retroactively apply that to the conversations that already exist. Again, it looks like nothing has happened. I may have to hit the refresh button or go back to my inbox. And now I notice there's the spreadsheet label. So within these labels, I can click and I can see everything from Ben Collins. There's everything with the label Ben Collins. If I click on one of Ben's emails, I can then select spreadsheets. There's everything in the spreadsheet list. Let's say that I don't want the spreadsheet. I can get rid of that pretty easily. So if I go down to mail, I can select the three dots and I can select the ability to remove that label. That will not delete the messages. It will simply delete the label. So notice the Ben Collins label will remain when I go back to the inbox. That Ben Collins label remains. Gmail is great because you can search for anything. If I want to search for a message, so let's say I want to search for a message from Ben Collins, I will just search Ben Collins. It's going to search the thing with the label, but it will also search other messages. So notice I must have sent an email to someone recommending the Ben Collins information because it's showing up in a few other emails that I have sent to staff members. So just keep that in mind as well. You can find anything, and the down arrow here allows you to perfect that search. You can say, I want to search everything within the last day. I want to search everything within the last year or within the last month. Lots of things you can do with the search, and we all know the Google search tools are incredible, and this is essentially the same tool applied to email. So there's no need to go scrolling back through hundreds and hundreds of emails. Use the search feature. 99 times out of 100, you can find it through the search feature without going back through message after message after message. That's really not efficient. The last feature that I'll demonstrate here is the ability to translate a message. So let's just grab another Ben Collins message right here. And if I select the three dots on the right side, I can select translate message. And now notice it's going to automatically detect that it's in English, and it's going to translate it to the language that I choose. I chose Spanish. And then if I want to always translate, I can select over here, always translate. Or if I'm done, I can just select view original message. And then I'm going to go back to the inbox, and I should then be able to go back to the message. And if I want to turn it off for good, I can select turn off there. And now that message will be turned off. So when I go back to the inbox again, and I select Ben Collins message, it is now hopefully turned off. Let me try that again. Nothing like making a mistake on the recording. There we go. Turn off for English. That's what I want to do. There's what I want to go. There's what I want to do. So let's see. Third time is in fact a charm. There we go. That will get the translate feature turned off for you on Gmail. Apologize for a little confusion there. Please keep in mind that everything I have showed is on the desktop version. If you are using a mobile version, such as on an iOS or an Android device, the features are going to look a little bit different, and the functionality will also be a little bit different. As always, good luck, and hopefully you find this useful as you work toward your certification.